Hi guys, welcome to Yosi Kingdom. My name is Yosi, and if you're new to this platform, this is where we help you make your outstanding self ignite. And in this episode, it's about 20 turning on 30, and that's because this young damsel in front of you just turned 30. Yes, I'm entering into the 3.0, the mega 3.0, the queen era. So I'm going to be talking about how to revamp yourself, how to rebrand yourself, and make your outstanding self ignite. Let's get started. 20 is not the same as 30. At 20, there's still a lot of haze concerning your direction, your path, your calling, your purpose, so many things like that. Still a lot of haze, there's still a lot of discovery. It's still at the fundamental stage. Now, in every facet of your life, you're still going to be discovering yourself, so you can never know yourself completely. You're going to constantly keep discovering yourself. But at 30, you should know who you are. This is about you already discovering yourself, understanding yourself very well, understanding your purpose, understanding what you like and what you don't like, understanding your preferences, knowing clearly your purpose and what you are, interested in, and knowing why you're doing the things you're doing, and also having a clear direction on how you want to achieve the great things that you have put down to achieve. This is about self-discovery. You should have discovered yourself to an extent. As I said earlier, you cannot know yourself completely. You're always going to keep discovering yourself as you go. But at 30, you should have a good grasp of your identity. It is in understanding your identity that you'll be able to rebrand yourself properly. Rebranding yourself is not just about, making your pictures really nice and classy on Instagram and Facebook and on social media and making people see you in a certain way. It's about you first. It's about you first of all discovering yourself and being aware and knowledgeable about yourself, and then you are able to now portray that to the outside. So it's first of all you understanding that, and then you'll be better able to portray the right image out there. Now, in rebranding yourself, we're going to start from the outside, and that is the first thing that people see, and that is your appearance, your look. You've got to look good. You've got to present yourself, in a very proper way, in the way that you want to be seen. Now, you know where you are getting to, you know what your vision is for yourself. You already planned your vision for 5 years, 10 years in the future. You know the direction in which you're going, and you already have some plans already set. So you know where you're going to, you know where the goal is. Even if you are not there already, you already have, what your dream is and your vision is. Now you need to already start, personifying that dream. You already need to start carrying yourself in that manner. So the way you look should reflect that. It is not vain to pay attention to how you look. Look at your entire look from your head to your toes. Look at your hair, look at your nails, look at your facials, look at your dressing, everything, because it speaks volumes about you. Excellence starts even in the little things that you think people don't even pay attention to. The way you carry yourself, the way you look says a lot about you. They say you'll be addressed the way you dress, somewhat like that. Yes, the way you dress says a lot about how you pay attention to details. If I see that you don't pay attention to your looks, then how can I trust you to pay attention to the details regarding my business, to the details regarding whatever I want to place in your hands? So first of all, your look says a lot about you, says a lot about the kind of quality that you put into everything that you do. Now, you might not be where you want to be, and you might not have even the finances to pull off the look of where you dream to be, but at least even with what you are able to have as of now, you can make do with that. That's what we call the MVP in project management. Being able to work with what you have now and using that to be the best that you can be based on the resources that you have. So yes, you might not be a billionaire right now, and of course you cannot dress like a billionaire. So it's not really about the brand, but it's about you being able to have the excellence and the wisdom to put yourself together in a very nice way. So yeah, make do with what you have, but make sure that you look good and ensure that you always look appropriate. Dress for the right occasion. Do not go to a church wearing something that is revealing. Do not go to a dinner wearing something that looks like a church outfit or your housewear. Dress for the occasion, and also make sure that even in your home, ensure that you look good even at home, even when nobody's looking at you. Now, I did a video some time ago about looking good even in your home, and you can check out that video here. Now, the next thing is your walk. The way you carry yourself, the way you move says a lot about you. It tells a lot about your confidence. It tells a lot about your personality. It tells a lot about who you are. If you're walking and you're slouching and you're just walking like this, it's going to say a lot about how you don't really have confidence. If you're walking upright and you're moving very well, then it tells a lot that you are very confident and you know your stuff. I remember interviewing a domestic worker for a client, and she was to go off to see the client, and I mentioned that although she was on the big side, that she should be aware of that and walk very briskly, because there's always that notion that people that are on the big side are usually sluggish. So I mentioned that to her because honestly, I'd already seen the way she was walking, and she was really walking sluggishly. So I did not want her to lose the job. And when she went there, she started to walk all yaga, just anyhow. And then the client sent me a feedback to say she was sluggish. Now, of course, I showed her the message to tell her this is how you lose a very good job. Now, she was qualified, she had the skills and everything, but she lost the job simply because of the way she walked. She was just walking yaga. Now, I really do not have patience for those who just walk anyhow. Normally, even for the Holy Spirit in me, if you're walking in front of me and you're walking yaga, as if you don't have direction, I'll probably just push you. But now I will just, find somehow to just get away from you. But that thing really gets on my nerves. You should walk smartly, you should walk briskly, you should be very agile in the way you carry yourself. Now, I learned this from my mom because my mom is very agile, she's very energetic, she walks smartly, and she instilled that in us. And I also learned this even from school. I remember that in Queen's College, we did something called school pose, where they'll teach you how to, walk like a queen that you are, and it's like a beauty pageant sort of thing, and you learn how to walk briskly. And you see that the way Queen's College girls just carry themselves is with a lot of queenly, I'll say, pride. It's with a lot of queenly presence and confidence. People call it pride, but I will not say it's pride, because it's really not pride. It's about just being confident in yourself. People take confidence to be pride, and it's not. So you see that Queen's College girls carry themselves well. And I remember that when I was in GSS1, I was not in Queen's College, I was in another school then. And I remember that there was a clear demarcation in the way people in the bus treated those that were from Queen's College and those from my school as at then. So I knew I needed to go to that Queen's College because I loved the way they carried themselves. And I saw that even in the way they were treated in society was different. And that was because of how they were taught to present themselves. So you see that the way you carry yourself says a lot about you. It also says a lot about those who even come in contact with you, for associations, for relationships, for networking, for so many things. It has a lot of benefits. So ensure that you walk properly. And the next thing is the way you talk. Now, you look good, you even smell good, you walk well, but the moment you open your mouth to speak, it says a lot about you, and it makes the difference. Some people might look good, walk well and everything, but the moment they open your mouth to talk, it just makes you feel a certain type of way. You just feel like, nah, that's just off. That just spoils the whole thing. Learn to talk properly. Now, this is not about accent, because I will never tell anyone to acquire an accent. It's even annoying. Like, do not try to speak like another race. I mean, if you watch international news channels, even if you are blindfolded, you can tell apart who is the British speaker, American speaker, Asian, Indian, African, and the likes. I mean, stay true to your accent. Your accent is beautiful the way it is. So don't try to speak like another, tribe, another race, whatever. Stay true to your accent. But it's about your pronunciations. It's about the way you speak with confidence. It's about the way you just package whatever you're communicating in such a way that whoever is listening to you is just drawn to you. There's a way you start talking that everyone just keeps quiet and listens to you, simply because of the way you articulate your words, the way you package the sense of whatever you're saying. You are being able to arrange your thoughts properly so that people can follow you, easily, and people can understand your message very well. So it's about pronouncing your words well. See, no matter how educated you are, no matter how exposed you are, the moment you open your mouth, it says a lot about your background, and it says a lot about how you have worked on yourself. You might be rich, you might be influential, but the moment you start speaking, I can tell a lot about where you're from, your background, and I can tell how much you have worked on yourself. So it just speaks volumes. Spend some time to work on the way you talk. This is an aspect that is mostly shied away from, that is just ignored, and people don't realize that it makes a whole lot of difference. I mean, two people are very skilled, are very knowledgeable, they go for an interview or they go to pitch their business idea, and the one who is able to speak properly carries the bag. Now, they know the same thing, but I will feel more comfortable to put my business in the hand of the person that can present it the best way, simply because of the way they talk. Now, they both dress well, they both carry themselves well, but the one who is able to convey my message properly, the one who is able to convey my brand properly, is the one that takes on the bag. So it makes a lot of difference, even in your business, in your career, in your negotiations with clients, in your relationship with a lot of people, in your personal relationships, in your career, in your business, everything. It makes a whole lot of difference. Now, if you're struggling in that aspect, you want to work on that aspect of your life, you want to be able to speak properly, then you should sign up for my refined speaking class. Now, I'm going to be taking you through on how to speak properly and how to speak confidently and how to just draw the right audience and make a difference when you talk. You can listen to people like Insage Beetim, you can listen to Joke Silva, you can listen to Ramsey Noah, you can listen to Chimamanda. These are amazing people that when they open their mouth to talk, it's just different, and you can tell them apart even in their industry because they just speak so well. Now, revamping the way you talk leads to the next one, and that is about revamping your mind. This is about working on your mind, working on the things that you think about, working on your ideologies, working on your beliefs, working on everything that you hold dear to. This is about your knowledge. You cannot afford to be working on the outer part of your life and not working on the inner part of your life. The inner part really reflects a lot, and it makes a whole lot of difference, because no matter how nicely you look, no matter how well you speak, no matter everything, if you don't have the right mindset, it just really off-putting. You need to spend some time to cross-check the things that you believe, your ideologies, your principles, your perspective to life, your stand, and all of that thing. You need to check it out. You need to be able to cross-check. You need to read wide. You need to make sure that when you are standing for something, it's because you have thought it through, not just because that's what is in vogue. Many people are saying, okay, I am in this aspect, or I stand for this, and they really don't have a clue on what they are standing for. But they don't know why they are going about this route, because it's just popular, and so they just go with it. No, spend some time to understand the things that you are, standing for, the things that you're fighting for, the things that you hold there, so that by the time you're speaking about it, you're speaking from a well of knowledge. And also spend some time to be knowledgeable about so many aspects of life. Now, in teaching IELTS, I've had to meet with a lot of people from different walks of life, and I've gotten to realize that a lot of people have zero knowledge about even the basic things. Asking them about their opinion on tourism, or their opinion on advertising, on social media, on lifestyle, on basic things, and they cannot even say anything. Now, there are certain things that you need to be able to have a general knowledge about. You don't have to have a specialized PhD knowledge about some things, but at least have the basic fundamental knowledge about so many aspects. So you should be able to have an opinion about what's going on in politics, about what's going on in the educational sector, in the government, in families, in healthcare, in so many aspects like that. You should be able to have an opinion. Doesn't mean that it's an expert opinion, but at least you can have a conversation in that regard. So read wide, and try to be knowledgeable about a bit of everything. It's good for general knowledge. So make sure that your mind is expanded. Read and read, and things have become so easy now, where you can go on YouTube and just watch videos on so many aspects. You can go on the internet and just search things out. It's easy for you. Just spend some time to be knowledgeable. Don't always just sit down and be watching movies. Sometimes work on your knowledge. You can watch documentaries, you can watch so many things, and in fact you can actually have a list of things that you want to learn about, and then begin to research on those things. It just helps you to be overall well grounded and be holistically wise. So it's important that you work on your mind, so that by the time you're speaking, you're not speaking cluelessly, you're not speaking like an illiterate, you're not speaking like someone that is just dumb. You're speaking with a lot of wisdom, you're speaking with a lot of sense, and people even respect you, because they know that whenever you're saying something, it's out of a well of knowledge, as opposed to just shallow thinking. Now you need to revamp your character. No matter what you're able to build and acquire for yourself, it can all crumble if you lack character, if you lack honesty, if you lack integrity, if you lack respect, if you're just very prideful, you're saucy, all of those things, you can ruin your relationships, your network, your business, simply because of character. At 30, you cannot be giving those shallow excuses of that's just how I am. I'm naturally a very aggressive person, so I'm working on it. I mean, what were you doing throughout your 20s? You should have taken some time to work on it. Now, I know that you cannot ever stop working on yourself, but you should have dealt with it to a large extent. You cannot just be having unnecessary outbursts, dirty mood swings, and unnecessary nasty behavior and saying, well, that's just my personality. No, you should have worked on your personality in your 20s. And if you have not, then make this time to start working on your personality. You have to work on yourself and work on your character. I like to use the fruits of the spirit as a very good example. Be joyful, be loving, be kind, be patient. Work on your patience. A lot of people are not patient. Work on your patience. Work on your faithfulness. You are in your 30s, you are still doing playboy, playgirl. Are you serious? Don't you have direction? You're not working with integrity. You are not trustworthy. You just behave anyhow. No. Work on your character. It can build you or it can ruin you. It depends on how you take your character seriously. So let the fruits of the spirit be your guide. I feel that is a very good check for you to see if you're doing really well, and really critically analyze yourself and be honest with yourself. Some people will say, well, I can't deal with somebody like me. Then you need to work on yourself, because nobody would want to deal with you. That's just the honest truth. So work on yourself. At 30, you should have a good grasp of your identity, of your character, of your personality, and you should be behaving with a lot of sense, and you should be behaving properly. And at 30, you should already know the kind of relationships, the kind of network, the kind of associations, the kind of groups that you want to be a part of. You cannot just be allowing anyhow person, anyhow people, just anybody into your circle. No, no, no. You should have a clear direction and know the kind of people that should be with you in this journey. So don't just allow anybody to just infiltrate your space. If you are not married, you should be clear on the kind of person that you want to date, the kind of things that you expect from the person that you want to date, about their personality, the way they carry themselves, and the mannerism, all those nice things. You need to be able to be clear on that. You should not just be allowing anybody to just enter your space. And even the kind of business associations and networks that you want to be a part of, you cannot just be a part of every single thing, because it speaks a lot about you that you are clueless. You just go anywhere the wind takes you. You should be clear on what you stand for and know the kind of associations that you want to be a part of. And it says a lot about your brand. So you're rebranding yourself, you are revamping yourself. This is you saying goodbye to your 20s and saying hello to your 30s. And of course, this speaks a lot about your priority. Prioritize yourself, your family, your friends, your business. Prioritize the most important things. Don't put the most important things at the back and be chasing after things that are not of priority. And this will tell a lot about the things that you take hold of. And the choices that you make. If something is going to affect your family, it's going to affect, the things that you hold dear to, then you can, cross-check it and see, is it important? Is it worth it? So you put the right things in the right priority scale, and you are clear on your priorities. Now, in saying goodbye to your 20s and saying hello to your 30s, I cannot lose sight of talking about your finances. Now, in your 20s, your finances are going to be going kitty kata anyhow, but in your 30s, you should be doing a lot about saving, about investing, and about growing your finances. Your finances should be on a top scale in your priority. You should be looking about how to grow your wealth and how to multiply your income and how to be financially independent and stable. So it's very important that you're taking conscious efforts and conscious decisions on working towards making yourself successful and making yourself wealthy. Wealth is available for grasp, and you are only able to grasp this when you are paying attention to it and you are looking at the opportunities and able to grab the opportunities when they come. So be very intentional about your wealth. So just like businesses do, have a clear financial growth plan for yourself and work towards achieving them. Now, last but certainly not the least is revamping your faith. And this is about ensuring that you are holding on tight to your faith. You're not just being a Christian simply because you were born in a Christian home or because you just feel it's the right thing to do, but you are sure of why you are a Christian, and you are paying, close attention to doing what is expected of you according to the instructions of God. You're not just a Christian that is at the backside being lukewarm. You are a strong Christian doing the will of the Father. It's very, very crucial that you're not just being a part of something that you are not really a part of. You're just a part of it by mouth, but not by actions. So if you're going to be identifying as a Christian, then ensure that you really go into the scriptures to really understand what God is saying, to really understand what is expected of you in your Christian faith, and walk in alignment with God. That's the most important thing. Walk in alignment with God and ensure that you're allowing God to lead you and guide you and direct you in every step of the way, in everything that makes your life, and you would find fulfillment in that. So make sure that you are not just moving here and there aimlessly, but you have a clear goal in mind. You'll see that in this whole video about revamping and rebranding yourself, it's really about you working on yourself, ensuring that you make your outstanding self ignite. And it's all about intentionality, it's all about wisdom, it's all about knowledge, it's all about taking some time to work on yourself. So I hope this video has been quite insightful for you. If so, ensure that you subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell to get notified when we release a new video, and of course like this video and share with your friends and family so that they can join the Yosi kingdom, and so that we can help you make your outstanding self ignite. Thank you so much, and I'd like to see you in the next video. Until then, we can hang out on our social media pages on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I remain Yosi. Bye guys.